guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well. So, we finally have an announcement. At first, I was starting to get worried that maybe Liam Delap had, diverted off the A12 from Ipswich to London and ended up in a forest somewhere, or I don't know what happened. But it seems like he has actually brought himself back onto the A12 to London, made his way to Stamford Bridge, and as you can see, we have an announcement. I'm going to get into that very shortly. But before we do, make sure you guys are keeping up all to date with the content. On top of this channel, there's the second channel. Link in the description. I'll leave a link over here for you guys to not only go and check out video number 1 on here from earlier on, but to also go and check out episode 2 of me as a professional footballer. Yes, if you haven't seen it, you need to go and look, right? But my first league game, go and have a look and sub over there. Another video coming tomorrow, which is a very good reaction video and something you'll like. Go over there and sub. There's extra content. Right. Let's get cracking. I'm not going to hesitate. I'm not going to wait around. I'm going to show you straight away. Here is Liam Delap in our house. Liam Delap, welcome to our house. That's from Chelsea Football Club with, of course, the CFC LDN branding. Yeah, of course. But welcome to Chelsea. Liam Delap. Why they got him on a platform in the box, I don't know. On the penalty spot, it looks like. Maybe just to symbolise that he is going to be the guy bagging the goals. I don't know. But that's Liam Delap at Chelsea. We have detail now in terms of the deal. David Ornstein saying breaking Chelsea complete. Signing of Liam Delap from Ipswich Town. 22-year-old England under-21 international signs contract until 2031. Chelsea activated £30 million release clause. 20 million of which Ipswich receive up front and Championship club also get sell-on. If I'm not mistaken, Man City get a part of this too. I think. Anyway, Liam Delap, there was a clip going around yesterday online about his performance against Arsenal. And you could see there's one thing here, right? And look, personally, I know that he's raw and he's developing. Is he ready to lead the line? I don't think he is just yet. But there's one attribute that he has that I know for a fact. And it's something we've all kind of wanted for a long time. But it's one thing that I think is going to go very, very, very well down with the Chelsea fan base. This will go down a treat, and that's his attitude. You go and look, he gets stuck into defenders, he puts his body on the line, he's running at 200 miles an hour to try and win the ball, he's shoulder barging, get out of my way, all sorts. He's that sort of dirty player. I think we all have a soft spot for the dirty ones, don't we? Well, at Chelsea we do. Let's hear what he's got to say. Right, so now we've spoken about his mentality on the pitch. What about off it? What about up here? Well, here it is from Liam Delap. His words saying, growing up, watching this club, I understand the stature of it and how incredible it has been over the years. I wanted to come here to win trophies. When I spoke to the club, everyone wanted to get back to the very top. And they have the quality and the players to do that. The hunger and desire to keep adding trophies, to take the club back to where it belongs, that is the main objective. And there he is with the Chelsea shirt earlier on today. He looks good in our colour scheme, I can't lie. I can't lie. But he said all the right things here. There's literally nothing else he can say. Right, he has said everything spot on here. The talking, Liam, needs to be done on the pitch. So, with that, I will say, welcome to Chelsea. I look forward to seeing what we're going to get out of Liam Delap and what he's going to get out of us. It's a two-way relationship here, mate. I hope he smashes it. Like I've said, I like the profile of Liam Delap. I think, in the way that he plays and his stature and his physicality and everything that he brings, even on the ball, I like the player. I just worry at 22 with him being at Ipswich and what he's done so far. Is he ready to be the number one striker at the club? I don't think so. But if he can prove me wrong on that, I will be more than welcome with open arms, right? We are still going after a striker. We'll see how this is all going to pan out. But all bearing all that in mind, Liam Delap at Chelsea, I welcome it. Welcome. I hope he smashes it. All you got to do is just show that you care. You get stuck into everything. You have accountability. You're focused. You're serious. You're ambitious. You're pushing yourself to the max. And you'll go down with the fan base well, mate. And just don't do any silly mistakes. That's all I ask. The odd mistake here and there is fine. But any stupidness, please don't. But welcome, and I look forward to seeing what Liam Delap's going to do. I hope we get to take him to the Club World Cup. Hopefully we get a good idea of how it's looking in terms of Liam Delap in a Chelsea shirt, if he is going to come to the Club World Cup. So, fingers crossed. I would recommend that, by the way. If he's thinking about going to the Under-21 Euros with England, I would say, look, go to the Club World Cup, make your mark, try and get into Thomas Tuchel's lineup for the seniors. Nothing's stopping you now, mate. You're playing for Chelsea. So let's wait and see. Let me know your thoughts down below. Liam Delap announced by Chelsea Football Club. Now, a player that I wish and I hope can get announced soon is what we spoke about earlier on. Maignan. By the way, I've seen some of the English lot, right, going, why are people pronouncing his name like a steak? That's because he's got a French name. In France, his name is pronounced Maignan, right? I'm only doing justice to the way that it's said. It's not Maignan. So you say that to a French guy, he'll slap you. Well, doubt it. But you know what I mean, right? So that's all. But Maignan, right? Filet mignon. That's mad. We spoke earlier on about the difference in valuation and what Chelsea are willing to pay or not willing to pay, which was at the time sound pretty crazy. Well, we have a slight update in terms of all of that. So let's get into it. So earlier on, we heard what we heard. Daniel Longo's given us a little bit of an update, saying direct meeting tomorrow between AC Milan and Chelsea for Maignan. It's not dead, right? It's going to keep going. And this is where I'm hoping that there's a huge part of this is just negotiation. That's what I want to hope that it just is, that we're starting off as low as possible just to try and come to a little bit of a middle ground that we're going to be happy with. That's basic business, right? But we took it to the extreme on this one. I've got to be honest. Business is business, and we see how it's done in football, but bloody hell, valuing Maignan at 8 million is a bit of like, that's wild, man. That's low. That's borderline taking the mick low, you know? So let's hope that we know that AC Milan are in a bit of a sticky situation, which is probably why this whole thing is alive and why we've probably gone so low. I just hope that there's a good ending. That's all. So we'll see what happens tomorrow and what transpires. Now, we are doing other bits of business elsewhere as well. Fabrizio's given us an update. Let's get into it. So Chelsea had a direct contact with Frankfurt for Hugo Ekitike in the last 48 hours and were told 100 million euros. Chelsea believe he would be the perfect addition to the squad and are still there. Let's see if they can include some players or the price drops. The thing going around at the moment is Chelsea are not willing to pay 100 million euros. And you know, on this, I agree. Yeah, on this one, yes, you've got me on board, right? You look at 100 million and go flipping, oh no, we'll give you 50. Now, I understand. Because it's Ekitike. You know what I mean? Like I said yesterday, Marmouche left Frankfurt and he left for less money than Ekitike. To City. And he was their best player, basically. So Frankfurt, I think, are just trying to start off very, very high. But will there be middle ground on this one? Because it seems like Frankfurt are playing hardball here. Well, and look, I've got an update on a striker that I'm going to come to in a bit, which basically rules him out. As predicted, as thought it was going to happen. But we should look. This is why, look, Gyökeres is right there. He's right there, man. What are we doing? I still don't understand this whole Gyökeres thing. Have you heard anything on Gyökeres? I haven't. Since I last spoke about him a few days ago, nothing. How? How is nothing happening around this player? I want to know. I'm so like intrigued. I'm curious. Like something must be up here. There must be something we don't know. Everyone should be all over him. I don't understand. Right? Anyway. So Ekitike, that's that. But Kieran Gill, Daily Mail, has also given us a little bit of an update in regards to Ekitike and more. So Chelsea want to find value in the market and they are not prepared to meet the €100 million asking price for Hugo Ekitike. Nico Williams of Athletic Bilbao is likely to prove too pricey for Chelsea. Real Madrid's Rodrigo is a no-go. So there we are. As thought. This is why I said the left wing market is a little bit sticky. There's nothing going on. Which is why Gittins, I hate to say it, but because I wish the market was better, Gittins could be the only realistic option that Chelsea actually go in for if they want to get someone in right now. There's no one else. Some are going to say Leao. Leao's not leaving AC Milan. I don't think it's happening, right? And even then, he'll cost a lot of money, not even in terms of fee, but in terms of salary. Like, he's actually quite high. Nico Williams is the one where I thought, yeah, there could be a negotiation here. He's doing a new deal with his own club. There's nothing else. Ekitike, though, on the striker front, there are a couple of options here. €100 million is stupid. Personally, I think it's just not. Now, like I've said before, Ekitike, the player himself, he might actually do really well, but he might not, right? Because he's young. He's developing too. I feel like it would be best to go in for someone a little ready-made. Simple as that. Which is why I'm baffled on Gyökeres. Well, he looks like he's available, and he's meant to be definitely leaving this summer. Fabrizio said so. He's leaving Sporting. But to who? No one is linked. I mean, there's a few links, but no one is going after him. I don't understand. So, look, we'll see what happens. But Ekitike, if Frankfurt are going to bring their price down, I actually think Chelsea will go for Ekitike. If they don't bring their price down, I think Chelsea will move on. So we'll see. Now, there's a name that has come out of nowhere. Nowhere. You'll be shocked at this. West Ham have confirmed that Chelsea have made an official approach with a cash plus player offer for Mohammed Kudus. However, none of the players interest us, said the source, confirming the bid was rejected outright. The link to that is right there. It's a West Ham page, claretandhue.info. You go on there, you'll see that apparently there's a West Ham source from within the club confirming that there was a bid, that it was cash plus player, but none of the players interested West Ham at all. Which makes me think that they're happy to let Kudus go if it's just the right deal, which shocks me, to be honest. Now, Kudus is a top player. But Kudus is someone we actually could have got before, and we were close to getting him, and we just didn't finish it. We just didn't go in to make the deal happen, but we were interested. Well, apparently we've got a list of the players that were on there. Here it is. So Chelsea made a cash plus offer for Mohammed Kudus. Players on the list were Dewsbury Hall, Sanchez, Chukwuemeka, Tosin, and Chalobah. It doesn't make sense, says Blueco Extra. Interesting page on X if you do want to follow. Loads of info about the club. Yeah, this list is weird. I have to be honest. Dewsbury Hall, I understand. Sanchez, I understand. Chukwuemeka, even hesitantly, I understand. Chalobah, I wouldn't do, but I get why he might be there. Tosin, I don't really understand. I thought Tosin was Uncle Tosin that we're keeping no matter what because he's the experience in the team. What happened? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Doesn't really add up. But anyway, Kudus. So we're going for a right winger? I mean, he's quite flexible. He can even play centre forward, but he's more on the right hand side. I don't see why we would move for Kudus. We've got Esteval coming in. Pedro Neto is there. Madueke is there. If one of them goes, we're still covered. Palmer can shift over to the right if Esteval tucks in central because that's probably what's going to happen. We're covered. Do we need another right-hand player that is probably not going to play very much? I don't think so. So it's a bit of a weird one, but he's a top player. I'd love him in the team, but it feels like we already made our decision and we've moved on and we're stacked in that role now, so there's not much need. Left, though, of course. He can play on the left. He's done it a very few times, though, but he's not a left winger. So anyway, let's move to the striker in question. Now, I said earlier on in the video, a decision's been made, it seems. Well, here we go. Here's John Obi Mikel to confirm it to us. He says, I don't think Chelsea's getting Victor Osimhen now. We've gone for a different route. Oh, sorry, I've read that wrong. I thought he meant like me and Osimhen's entourage. We've gone okay, not fair. He meant Chelsea, my bad. He says, we've gone for a different route. We've got in Delap now. I hope he comes in and helps the team as well. I know why Mikel is saying that. Well, I think he knows that Osimhen's not coming, and that's probably the right thing that he's saying here. But in terms of, oh no, we're not moving for him because we got Delap. No, that's not true. We all know that's not true. If not, we wouldn't be going for Ekitike. Come on. We are going to go for another striker. If we were serious, we would move in for Osimhen properly. But I have to be honest on this one. With Osimhen, look, it's got Saudi written all over it. I've said this for a little while. And now it seems like we finally have that confirmation. And here it is. Understand, Al Hilal have now made a formal offer to Victor Osimhen for around 30 million euros per season with bonuses on top. As revealed in April, Osimhen a key target ahead of the Club World Cup, one to watch in the next few days. We also have Fabrizio saying Victor Osimhen remains high on Al Hilal list as new striker, with talks ongoing to bring in the Nigerian forward. 75 million euro release clause available. Al Hilal are working on player side for a target now also approved by Simone Inzaghi. He's going to Saudi, guys. I come to peace with this for about a week and a half now. Right? He's going to Saudi. This is why, for a week and a half, I've not been speaking on Osimhen. I've been saying Gyökeres. Get us Gyökeres! You know what I mean? But anyway, we'll see. But Osimhen, look, not just for us, for anyone. He's off limits. No one's going to pay him that salary. Except Saudi. No one else is going to do it. Who's going to do it? 30 million euros a year. Net. Because it's Saudi. Nah, there's no chance. Absolutely no chance. Osimhen, good luck. Yeah? Go and get the bag. Enjoy. Have fun. That's all I can say. That is literally all I can say. So it is what it is. He'll end up in Saudi, and if I cross the border and have a little word with him, I'll tell him you all said hi, and you know it would have been something nice if he played for Chelsea instead. But anyway, that's the latest on Osimhen. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me show you something. Do you need some motivation? I'm not talking Nicholas Jackson type of motivation. No. I'm talking actual motivation. Do you want motivation? Here it is. Here's the Club World Cup winner club. Will wear this badge on their shirt for the next 4 years. Here it is. That is the badge that will be on the front of the shirt of the winner of the Club World Cup for 4 years, because it's a competition just like the World Cup that's played every 4 years. Do you like that? It looks good. I like it. I actually like it. I mean, I like the old shape where it looks like an actual badge, right? But that, obviously, the trophy is round, so it makes sense. The trophy looks spectacular, actually. Let me show you the trophy, because I've just seen a picture of it. I mean, I hope this isn't a premonition, what I'm about to show you. I hope this isn't predicting the future. But, yeah, look at it. That's a trophy. It's a wild trophy, and that's all gold, by the way. Just in case you didn't know, that's all gold. Like I said, I hope it doesn't mean PSG are winning it, because I've just shown you that picture. But you get the gist. Going to be on the badge for 4 years. Imagine playing with that badge for 4 years. Chelsea, do you want to be walking around here as world champions for 4 years? Let's go and win it then. But in order to go and win it and compete with the best, we need to be serious in the transfer market, which means please get Maignan over the line. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below on all of that. Now, I want to end on this. I found this funny. I'm not going to lie. I saw this and I laughed. Here it is. The Premier League has failed, in big capital letters, in its bid to prevent clubs selling assets to sister companies in order to comply with its profitability and sustainability rules. On top of that, some clubs felt that to change the rules now would be closing the stable door after the horse had bolted. One club executive told The Times, and that as Chelsea had benefited from the loophole, others should be allowed to do the same. That is wild. So Chelsea sold the hotel, the car park, the flipping, everything it owns to itself, and then sold the women's team to itself. And now they're all going, ah, yeah, you know what? We got to leave this loophole open because they did it. That means we've all got to do it. Listen, I'm going to say this now. Yeah, I'm going to say this once and for all, because this is getting stupid, right? I'm not even talking about Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea found a loophole and exploited it. Boom. The other clubs now have the opportunity to do the same. So no one should complain here. But what I'm going to say, just scrap PSR and FFP, please. Can we just bin it? Since it's come in, it's been nothing but a nuisance. It's been nothing but a ball ache. That is all it's been. Yeah? For everyone. Can we, and you know what? What it was, its purpose that it was brought in for was to bring equality and to make it an even field for everybody. BS. What it's done is actually benefit the top clubs even more. Can we bin it, please, and go back to what we used to have, where everyone is free to do what they want? Yeah? So if tomorrow a billionaire walks in and buys Southampton, next season Southampton might win the league. Yeah? Can we just have it in that fashion, please? You know, realistically, and I'll say this, if we were to get rid of FFP and PSR, you best believe Newcastle are going to be title contenders next season. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. But the chances of a team like Leicester, for example, coming in and doing what they did, but when everyone's free to do whatever they want, right? Then great, everyone can do whatever they want. There's no restriction. This restriction is holding everyone back, including the small clubs. Everyone's tired. Bin it, bin it, bin it, bin it, bin it, bin it. And at least if you brought it in and the rules are super tight. Bruv, you got Todd Bowley and Igbali mocking everyone with flipping selling the women's team to themselves and selling a car park to themselves and all of that. Getting away with it because it's the rules. It's a loophole. And now everyone's like, oh, no, you know what? Yeah, no, they did it, so we got to do it too. Bin it. Bin PSR, bin FFP, bin it all, and let's just all get back to how we used to be, yeah? Simple. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know. I'd love to hear. I will see all of you tomorrow for a double. Make sure you guys are here. Much appreciated. Second channel as well. Go and check out the content. Thank you all so much. Subscribe over there, subscribe over here, and I'll see you tomorrow. In a bit, people. Look after yourselves. Take care, and peace.